silence is the most powerful response. There is a response that most people never learn. A response so powerful, so disarming, so completely unexpected that it changes everything the moment you use it. It is not a clever comeback. It is not a perfectly crafted argument. It is not a witty remark that leaves everyone impressed. It is silence. Pure, calm, unshakable silence. And today, I want to show you why silence is the most powerful response you will ever give. Think about the last time someone said something that hurt you, or challenged you, or tried to provoke you. What did you do? Did you rush to defend yourself? Did you explain? Did you justify? Did you argue? Did you try to make them understand? And how did that feel afterward? Did it resolve anything? Did it bring you peace? Or did it leave you feeling more drained, more frustrated, more unsettled than before? Because here's what most people never realize. When you respond to provocation with words, you give the other person exactly what they wanted: your energy, your attention, your reaction. But when you respond with silence, something completely different happens. You take your power back. Silence communicates something that words never can. It says, I am not controlled by your words. I am not moved by your attempts to provoke me. I am so secure within myself that I do not need to respond to everything that comes my way. And that kind of security, that deep, unshakable calm, is one of the most powerful things a human being can project. Think about the people you respect most, the ones who carry themselves with quiet dignity. Do they argue with everyone who disagrees? Do they defend themselves to every critic? Do they explain themselves to every person who misunderstands them? No. They simply smile and return to their peace, because they understand something that takes most people years to learn. Not every situation deserves a response. Not every criticism deserves an answer. Not every person deserves access to your emotional world. There's also a deeper psychology here that is worth understanding. When you stay silent in a moment that clearly calls for a reaction, people become uncomfortable. They expected you to react. They prepared for your reaction. They were counting on your reaction. And when it does not come, they're left with nothing. Their words return to them like a boomerang, finding nowhere to land. And suddenly, you're no longer on the defensive. You are simply still, calm, completely in control. Silence also teaches you something about yourself. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you prove to yourself that you are bigger than whatever tried to disturb your peace, that you are stronger than the need to be understood by everyone, that you are more secure than the fear of being misunderstood. And that self-knowledge, that quiet inner certainty, builds something over time, something that cannot be shaken, cannot be provoked, cannot be taken away. An unbreakable sense of who you are. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, the next time someone says something designed to hurt or destabilize you, I want you to try something. Take one slow breath. Feel your feet on the ground and simply stay silent. Not from fear, not from weakness, not because you have nothing to say, but because you are powerful enough to choose your peace over being right. Because in that silence, lives something extraordinary. Your dignity, your strength, your power. Completely intact, completely yours. This is Modern Mindset Pro, and your mind deserves the extraordinary power of knowing when to simply stay silent. Why silence is the most powerful response. There was a time when I believed that the person who spoke loudest won every argument, that the person who had the best comeback had the most power, that defending yourself was the only way to protect your dignity. And so I argued, I explained, I justified, I defended every single time someone challenged me. And every single time, I walked away feeling smaller, not larger, more unsettled, not more at peace, more exhausted, not more powerful. Until one day, I discovered something that completely changed the way I move through this world. The most powerful thing you can do in any difficult moment is absolutely nothing. I know that feels wrong. Everything inside you wants to respond. Everything inside you wants to be understood. Everything inside you wants to correct the person who got it wrong. But here is what silence does that words never can. Silence creates space. Space between what happened and how you respond. And in that space lives your power. Because when you react immediately, when you fire back without thinking, you are being controlled by the situation, by the other person, by your emotions. But when you pause, when you breathe, when you choose silence, you take back control completely. There is a beautiful concept in psychology called the pause principle. It says that between every stimulus and every response, there is a space. And in that space lies your freedom, your growth, your power. Most people never find that space because they fill it immediately with words, with reactions, with noise. But the person who learns to pause, who learns to sit in that space, even for just one breath, that person operates from a completely different level. Think about the most respected people in your life or in history, the ones who carried themselves with effortless dignity. They were not the ones who argued loudest. They were not the ones who always had to have the last word. They were the ones who knew when to speak, and perhaps more importantly, when not to. Because knowing when not to speak is a form of wisdom that most people spend their entire lives never developing. Silence also does something else, something deeply personal, something that has nothing to do with other people at all. When you choose silence, you are choosing yourself. You are saying, my peace matters more than winning this argument. My dignity matters more than making you understand. My energy matters more than proving my point. And that choice, made consistently over time, transforms you. You become someone who cannot be easily rattled, who cannot be pulled into drama, who cannot be destabilized by other people's chaos. And people notice that. They feel that stillness in you, that quiet, unshakable center, and it draws them in. It earns their respect in a way that arguing never could. I want to give you something practical, something you can use starting today. The next time someone says something that makes your heart race, that makes your hands want to type furiously, that makes your mouth want to open and fire back immediately, stop, just for one moment. Place your hand gently on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. Take one slow, deep breath and ask yourself, will responding to this add to my life or drain it? If it drains it, choose silence, choose peace, choose yourself. Because the most powerful statement you will ever make is not something you say. It is the quiet dignity of someone who knows their worth so deeply, so completely, that they no longer feel the need to prove it to anyone. That is silence at its most powerful, at its most beautiful, at its most free. This is Modern Mindset Pro, and your mind, your peace, your dignity were always worth more than the last word.